Hey, welcome back. So do you need to find out how to stop your morning sickness in its tracks? I'm Hession, and I'm going to talk about that now. Hi, I'm Hession. I'm a medical intuitive and energy healing practitioner. And by the way, I was a sufferer from morning sickness myself back when I was pregnant years ago. I had such severe nausea with my second child into the 7th month that I even became severely anemic and almost had to be hospitalized. So if you're watching this because you're suffering from morning sickness and looking for help, when I say that I feel your pain, I really do mean it. And if you aren't suffering from pregnancy nausea yourself right now, you're probably a really good friend or partner or relative of someone who is, and you're trying to find some help for them. And I thank you for being a support for them, and I'll do everything I can to help. If you haven't already watched my What Causes Morning Sickness video, you may want to watch that first to get a better understanding of what the actual causes of pregnancy nausea are from an energetic medicine point of view. I'll use the terms morning sickness and pregnancy nausea pretty interchangeably throughout these videos, by the way. So don't worry, for our purposes here, they mean the same thing, whether the nausea is morning, afternoon, evening, or just all stinking day. It's awful, and we just want it to end. In a nutshell, from the paradigm of energy medicine, the underlying cause of morning sickness is a disconnection, or more often a series of disconnections between the mother and the baby. The most common are disconnections between the mother's nervous system and either the fetus itself and/or the placenta, the umbilical cord, and the amniotic fluid. Essentially, the mother's body is relating to all of these types of tissue as foreign, and as such, the mother's body is fighting with them, which creates a constant state of imbalance and stress and turns what could be a peaceful, wonderful pregnancy into a battle that's continually draining your energy, which just creates further imbalance and more stress. When you think about it, this also makes sense of why morning sickness often does disappear on its own, sometime between 12 to 15 weeks, or sometimes later. I think basically the mother's body and nervous system in particular, they finally figure it out. This is supposed to be here, and the disconnections go away as the mother's body and the baby, placenta, and so forth get fully and completely connected over time. But unfortunately, this can take weeks, and even more unfortunately, for some women that never happens, and the severe nausea continues throughout the whole pregnancy. This is not only extremely unpleasant, it can also be dangerous for both the mother and the baby. It can cause dehydration, malnutrition, electrolyte imbalance, and it may be linked to a higher incidence of psychological issues in children. You can see some links to some information on that below. So how do you get rid of pregnancy nausea and the heartburn, indigestion, constipation that sometimes go with it? Naturally, quickly, and permanently. Well, some women do get relief with the common recommended remedies, like ginger, mint tea, eating more protein, eating more carbs, eating small meals throughout the day, and resting more. If you're suffering and you haven't tried these things, you definitely should. Sometimes one or more of those is all you need to get through the worst of it, and you can come out the other end in your second trimester feeling fine. But if you've tried all of that without getting relief, then you really may want to consider energy healing to identify and repair these disconnections, which appear to be the real underlying cause of even the most severe pregnancy nausea. So how does it work? Well, as a medical intuitive and energy practitioner, I'm able to connect with your subconscious to identify the specific disconnections and then find and clear the imbalances that are causing them, so we can heal the disconnections and bring you and your baby into balance and full communication. So what kinds of disconnections are we talking about here? Well, there's 36 possible disconnections, but by far the 4 most common are disconnections between the mother's brain and nervous system and either the fetus itself, the placenta, the umbilical cord, and the amniotic fluid. I almost always find all 4 of these connections in severe pregnancy nausea. Other types of disconnections would include disconnections between the mother's spirit and the baby's spirit, or between the mother's body as distinct from just her nervous system and the fetus, placenta, and so forth. In a session, I would first identify a disconnection. Let's say it's between the mother's brain and the placenta. Then I would find all the imbalances that are causing or underlying that disconnection and clear them one by one. So are you with me? First, I find the type of disconnection, then I dig deeper to find out what's causing it. The most common type of imbalance that's behind these disconnections and behind many, many health issues is called a trapped emotion. You can learn more about this in a book called The Emotion Code by Dr. Bradley Nelson. I highly, highly recommend it. What I mean by a trapped emotion is that there was some time in the past when you were feeling a particular emotion. Let's say the emotion of feeling unsupported. And I picked that because that's an emotion that comes up a lot for pregnant women. So let's say that our mama was feeling very unsupported at some time in the past, maybe when she was 14. Most of the time, when we feel an emotion, we just feel it and then we move on and we feel something else. But sometimes, for whatever reason, that emotion instead gets trapped and it gets stuck in our body. It's a ball of discordant energy that resonates with the emotion of feeling unsupported. It's about the size of an orange or a grapefruit. And it creates an imbalance in our bodies, affecting our organs and other tissues, and also causing us to be more likely to feel that emotion again. So it's kind of like a filter that we're experiencing our life through. Or another way you could think of it is like a tuning fork. It's causing us to be more likely to resonate with and feel that same emotion again. So because of having this trapped emotion of feeling unsupported, our mama becomes more likely to feel that way again, even in some situations where maybe she didn't need to feel that way. And so she becomes more likely to trap it again, and it starts all over again. So I would identify the trapped emotions and other types of imbalances as well that are causing the disconnection between the mother's brain and the placenta and clear them one by one as I find them. Once they're all gone, there's nothing left causing the disconnection, so we can just reconnect. And once there's no more disconnections, there's nothing left causing the nausea, and so it disappears. So was that helpful? If you'd like to find out more, I got lots more information for you. There's information down below, including the link to the website. You feel free to subscribe and comment, like, and share below. And if you want some one-on-one time, just schedule a free consult.